Armed with the advice of the local grocer, Charles walked north 5 blocks on Massachusetts Street before turning left on Adams, known today as 14th Street. The steepness of the dirt road leading to the main entrance to the university reminded him of stairs. Once again, when Charles reached campus at the top of the hill, he paused to catch his breath. Fraser Hall, the largest building on campus, towered before him. To the west of Old Fraser stood Snow Hall, the home of the KU Museum of Natural History, a substantial 3-story limestone building on the westernmost edge of campus. Although Snow was not as imposing a figure as Fraser Hall, that distinction did little to alleviate his uneasiness about asking for a job. Pacing back and forth next to the front steps of Snow Hall, Charles could not imagine what he would say to someone as educated as a professor. Anxiety overcame him. He knew so little about the museum, much less the university. He worried that the taxidermy work here might be very different from his experience with Mr. Banning back in Mendota. Despite his misgivings, he was finally able to gather himself enough to enter Snow Hall to find Professor Lewis Lindsay Dyke. As soon as Charles opened the front door of Snow Hall, those familiar noxious odors hit him, reminding him of Mr. Banning's. He followed his nose to the museum workshop on the 3rd floor of the building. The stench, usually enough to keep most people away, only served to entice young Charles to enter. As he peered through the open door, the entire workroom appeared as busy as a beehive, immediately shattering any sense of calm he may have previously attained. Nearly a dozen workers and students scurried about, tending to an assorted animal specimens spread out on large work tables in various stages of deconstruction. Oh my, he thought, this certainly is not Mr. Banning's taxidermy shop. Charles asked the person nearest the door where he could find Professor Dyke. The person he asked, J. Charles Pug Saunders, the senior taxidermist for the museum, simply pointed to the confident gentleman in the center of the room directing all of the activity. Intimidated by Dyke's presence, Charles shyly approached the professor and in a slight voice explained that he was looking for work as a taxidermist. Dyke cut him off short, telling him that all of the positions were filled. Dejected, Charles quietly exited Snow Hall and slowly walked back down the hill. Despite the rejection, witnessing the workshop firsthand convinced him more than ever that a job at the museum was what he wanted most. Armed with the advice of the local grocer,